Before I put too many videos up, I thought maybe I might want to put this second one up, explaining to people where I'm coming from as far as my thoughts. And I read the Bible constantly, and God has shown me a lot of things. I'm not anything special, just I ask God for directions, knowledge. He's generous enough to give it to me. Now, like I talked about on my website here, I lost my son in 2010. You can read about it. It's in a PDF file, and you can download it for free. It won't cost you anything if you want to read it. Now, yeah, I lost him in August. So in August, I always go to his gravesite. I put flowers on the gravesite, and I go on his birthday. I put flowers on the gravesite, and I sit down and I talk to him. But on this one in 2013, I'm sitting there talking to him, and I've been there for a little while, and I hear a noise on the gravel road in the cemetery behind me. I turn around and look, and of course, there's cars on that gravel road all the time, people in and out of that cemetery. So I really didn't pay much attention to it. So I turned it back around, and I started, the conversation with my son. Wanted to let him know what I'd been doing and so on and so forth. Pretty soon I felt a hand right on my shoulder. And I looked up, and there was this gentleman standing there. He looked at me and asked me if I was all right. I said, "Yep, I'm okay." He said, "I thought you might be talking to your wife." "Nope, I'm talking to my son." Well, he looked at the age of my son. He said he was awful young. Now, there's a lot more to this story, but I'm cutting it down quite a bit for this video. I don't want it to go too long, maybe bore you. So by this time, though, the man was down on one knee, and we kept on talking and exchanging small talk. And then he was down on two knees. And I kept talking to him, and he looked at me and he said, "I don't know what I'd ever do if I lost my wife." And by this time, we'd had a pretty good conversation. So I looked at him and I said, "You'd probably do about the same thing as I did. And that you would pick yourself up and dust yourself off, and you go on living like God wanted you to do. You'd be doing God's will." See, I've never asked why my son died. That question has never entered my mind. So after I said this, the man kind of grinned a little bit, and he stood up like he wanted a hug. I can use a hug from anybody at any time. It feels good. But I'll tell you right now, I've been asking for quite some time to God, if he would please give me a sign, if I'm going in the right directions as far as my thoughts and how I am taking the Bible and learning from the Bible. But I'll also tell you, I have never, when that man touched me, I've never felt the peace and the love I felt at that moment when he touched me. What was he? I don't know. I have my opinions. Deep in my heart, I know who he was. You can make that call. But he just relieved so much. I can talk about my son now that I couldn't talk before. So the man said he was from McGuffey. Now, McGuffey is 21 miles away from the spot that I was sitting at. My brother lives up in that area, and I've asked him, because he knows about everybody in McGuffey, had he ever heard of this name, and he said no. And he told me later on he'd asked around, and nobody ever heard this name. So, like I said, I don't know. Well, yes, I do know. I know who he was. He was my sign from God. that I was going in the right direction. I can tell you what that man was wearing. I can't tell you what he looked like. Now, does that fall under the category of no one can see the Father except the Son? Maybe. You make that call again. But like I said, in my heart, I know what he was. I know who he was. Now, in putting these videos up, this is kind of where I'm coming from, because he gave me that sign and my thought process hasn't changed any. So I'm going to upset a lot of people when I start talking about things, but I'm not going to sugarcoat it, and I won't pull punches on it. And I damn sure I'm not going to be politically correct. Now, if that's what you're looking for, go someplace else. That's not going to happen on this website. I will tell you exactly how I see it as God is driving me to look at it. I have a lot of videos, a lot of things to say. A lot about the churches in this country right now that's letting everyone down, because they're afraid of losing their 503Cs as far as tax exemption goes. Can't do that. That's just shouldn't be the way it is. But God did something for me that was just unbelievable, and I will not back it up. And I'm not anything special. Nothing. I'm just a sinner like the rest of us. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you understand where I'm coming from. I will try to put a Facebook page up, but you can also reply to this. Don't try to blow smoke. If you're not going to talk about biblical principles in the Bible, don't even send the message, because I won't open it up and I won't answer it. I won't reply to it, or I won't make any statements about it. With that being said, hope you enjoy the videos that I'm going to put up. Thank you for watching.